Joining me now from our context and analysis, former Deputy Commander for U.S. Central Command, Admiral Robert Harward. So let's talk, Admiral, about Putin's decree here, declaring martial law in these 4 Russian-occupied regions of Ukraine. What does this mean for people living in those areas? And does it really change anything if Russia's military is already in control?
Well, it's broader than just in the region. He wants to illustrate, again, he's in control. He'll use all measures and all steps to maintain control. But down at the tactical level, this clearly keeps people off the streets. So it's not just the counteroffensive, it's the insurgency, anyone who would support or bring arms against them. By declaring martial law, it makes anyone out on the street somewhat of a target. So again, he wants to use all the tools in his kit bags to illustrate and maintain control of the region.
So Putin also ordered that the rest of Russia be put into different levels of readiness. It appears he also granted new powers to governors in several Russian regions bordering Ukraine. Let's take a listen to just part of what Putin said about that move.
In the current situation, I consider it necessary to give additional powers to the heads of all Russian regions. The corresponding decree was also signed today. Top officials of the entities of the Russian Federation should pay the necessary attention to the implementation of measures designed to ensure the safety of people, the protection and anti-terrorist security of critical facilities, and the maintenance of public order.
So, Admiral, by anti-terrorism, is Putin referring to potential Ukrainian attacks across Russia's border? Is that what he's referring to?
I think he's wide open. He wants to make sure they're leveraging all the tools that he can bring to bear to reinforce his efforts. His reputation is at stake, and maybe even his political viability. But he wants to leave a legacy. He wants to maintain control, and he's doubling down. He's bringing all the tools that he can to this fight, not only in Ukraine, but in the homeland as well. And it's illustrating the very precarious situation they're in. He's really upped the game and cover all the bases to ensure they can maintain control of the land they've illegally annexed. And if for some reason they were forced to retreat, that would be a severe blow to him and his legacy.
So one of the 4 Ukrainian regions occupied by Russia is Zaporizhia, where Europe's largest nuke plant has been under Russian control now and caught in the fighting. So how concerning do you think this situation still is?
It's very concerning. It's a difficult, dangerous situation. And yet he remains accountable for the actions he's taken. And at the end of the day, that's the risk he faces. So both NATO, Ukraine, everyone's concerned about the situation, and he's directly responsible for the outcome of that. So he'll live with that, and that's part of what could turn this tide if things go bad there.
All right, just to sort of be devil's advocate here, Russia has now announced this mass evacuation of civilians from the southern city of Kherson, as well as members of Russia's occupying administration. So Russian journalists are also reporting that Ukrainian forces are going on the offensive outside that same city. So is it possible this evacuation could be a sign that Russia is preparing to retreat?
Yeah, I think so. Undoubtedly. But it's more than just that. They've got double down, and they're playing against time. Winter's coming. And so the Ukrainian forces want to seize as much land as possible, push the offensive while they can, because that will become much more difficult in the winter months. So if they've got give a little room now to secure and protect what they've gained, they're willing to do that. But again, you're seeing him willing to use all tools in the trade. If they suffer losses there, it's not just the drones, it's other precision weapons that they're willing to bear against Kyiv and other parts of Ukraine to make sure they pay the price for their successes in that challenged territory. So this thing's broad, it's extensive, and it's still got a long ways to go for this to play out.
Admiral Robert Harward, appreciate your time. Thank you.
Thanks, Kira. Good to see you.
Likewise.
Hi, everyone. George Stephanopoulos here. Thanks for checking out the ABC News YouTube channel. If you'd like to get more videos, show highlights, and watch live event coverage, click on the right over here to subscribe to our channel. And don't forget to download the ABC News app for breaking news alerts. Thanks for watching.